Okay, standard 5.03. So just now we cover statement by others. So standard 5.03 is about description of workshops, okay, descriptions of programs, seminar, training programs which are non-degree granting educational programs. So it's basically a normal training. It's not a certification, or it's not a degree kind of activities or program. So 5.03, so APA Code of Conduct under description of workshops and non-degree granting educational programs stated that to the degree to which they exercise controls, meaning that to the extent that we have control over the program, psychologists responsible for announcement, catalogs, brochures, or advertisement that describe workshops, seminar, or other non-degree granting educational programs ensure that the information in those advertisements accurately describe the audience for which the program is intended, the educational objectives, the presenters, and the fees involved. So this standard mean that if we are responsible, okay, for the promotion, okay, I remember previously people like to use pub and pro, publication and publicity. Sorry, promotion and publicity, okay, committee. So if you are responsible in this kind of committee, okay, for the brochures, for advertisement, these standards basically bind us, okay, and require us to describe workshops, okay, to describe our program, okay, could be seminars or short courses, honestly and clearly. So any public information about this program must match, okay, must tally with what participant will actually learn, okay, what participant will actually receive. Nowadays, they are rampant, okay, I said rampant because there are a lot of training programs, okay, especially the certification programs. So people are making money out of it, okay. If you come across okay, even still now we have NLP certification programs, okay. If they gone through all of the, I remember it's 3 phases program, then you are certified NLP practitioners, you can claim yourself as certified NLP trainers, okay. And right after COVID, people are really gunning for PFA or MHFA certification, okay. PFA refers to psychological first aid, MHFA refers to mental health first aid, okay. So there are a lot of people are looking for that, okay, so that they will be able to claim themselves as certified PFA, okay, certified MHFA, certified first psychological first aid practitioner, for example, or trainers. Okay, counselors, of course, they have been there for quite some times. And then I think the last program that I involved when I was in my previous institution, we organized ACT, okay, Acceptance Commitment Therapy, Introduction to Beginners program. But during those sessions, I come across a lot of inquiry from potential participants where they specifically ask if they join the program. It's not that expensive actually. If they join the program, whether they will be able to practice ACT, okay, to that extent. So basically, we make it clear to them, okay, in our email to them that there is only an introduction to ACT, okay, and it will not allow or qualify them to become ACT therapists, okay, acceptance commitment therapy or practitioners or even trainers. It's just an introductory workshop, okay. So in order for us to avoid, because I remember that even my friend who are currently involved in consultancy company, they do also organize quite a number of talks, okay, workshops, because it's a short-term profitable activities. So if we are in some way responsible for that, okay, when psychologists control or maybe contribute to the preparation of announcement, of promotion, brochures, or catalogs, if we involve, we must make sure that the information about the program is accurate. So the APA have specified what are the information which are required on the advertisement. First, okay, we must spell out, okay, we must specify who the program is for. Okay, we must identify the target audience. We must clearly state in our advertisement, in our promotion, who are our target audience. Okay, whether they could be undergraduate students, it could be postgraduate students, it could be practitioners, okay, it could be academics, it could be publics. Okay, we have to spell it out. And in our advertisement, we must avoid, okay, do not suggest the program is suitable for advanced professional, okay, especially it is not, okay. Nowadays, people like to claim that certification programs. I think you should be aware that in order for any organizations to issue any certification, they must be under certain authority or professional bodies. Okay, normal private making company will not be able to do that unless they receive a special warrant or special permissions from the government or from the professional body itself. So if they are certified by HRDF, maybe they are able to do that. Otherwise, if just a workshop, for example, even if it's organized by universities, if a short course, they are not a certification. Okay, it's usually require a very specific requirement by the professional body or the government agency. Secondly, in our advertisement, we must spell out the potential learning outcome. Okay, what participant will learn if they join our program. Okay, we must describe clearly to the language that the public understand what are the educational objectives of the program. Okay, it's usually a realistic objectives, and we must not exaggerate, okay, overclaim, okay, what will they earn or learn from the programs. So we do not exaggerate any skills, outcomes, or benefits professionally, personally, or socially, or career-wise. So we must do not exaggerate the claim. And third, in the advertisement itself, we must inform, we must state that who is going to be the trainer, okay, who is teaching the program, who is going to be the speaker, who are going to be the coach. Okay, people like to use coach now, and who is going to be the facilitator. Okay, sometimes workshop use facilitator rather than trainer. So we need to identify the presenters, okay, truthfully, including their real qualifications and their affiliation and roles. And we must not misrepresent expertise or credential. If you notice that, I do not know what are the reason behind it. Sometimes if you conduct training, okay, for say for example you work with an organizations, if you invite someone from inside the organizations, people tend to not to have the same level of motivation. Okay, they tend to prefer to have speakers or trainers from outside of the company, especially international speakers, and especially is European or American or Australian and New Zealand speakers. So if it's coming from Malaysia, they will not show the same level of motivation, okay, or eagerness to join the program. So sometimes the company, the training provider, take advantage of it. Okay, they bring in someone's with those kind of characteristic, while in fact they are not really qualified. Okay, I always mention this with my student before. Okay, especially students who are in my advanced research method class. I told them those who wants to study about SEM, structural equation modeling, I said that you can even learn it for free. Okay, no need for you to go to pay up to 500 ringgit, 700 ringgit for 2 days or 3 days program outside, while you are learning from someone who are not really experts in the field. Okay, because at that time we have Prof. Sahari from Kuliah of Education, okay, Faculty of Education, where he was one of the experts in Malaysia. At that time, I regard him and Prof. Ramaya from USM as the two statistical experts. I know that there are others from I think UTM as well as UNIZA can be regarded an expert as well. But Prof. Sahari has passed away, I think, to 2023. So you have missed the chance. Okay, you have missed the chance already. So say for example, I want to invite speakers on to deliver talk on structural equation modeling, and if I invite Prof. Sahari, people don't have the same eagerness to join the program because he is basically staff in the staff of IUM, for example, the staff of the universities, and he's local, so people don't pay much attention to that. Okay, that aside, okay, so we need to be specific. Okay, so what happened in organizing this kind of program? Sometimes the speakers who agreed to deliver couldn't make it last minute. Okay, couldn't make it last minute. It's happened a lot of time, especially if you engage with someone who are really expert and well known, so they are very famous and highly demanded. And then if that happened, okay, if that happened for whatever reasons, you have two choices. If you are changing the speaker last minutes, so you need to inform your registered participants, and then if your participants no longer want to attend, so you must refund them 100%. Or you can change the date when your original presenters are available. Okay. And another last important information that you need to include in the advertisement is about the costs and fees. Okay, we need to clearly state all fees, all related costs, okay, associated of their participation. I think by now people already understand that the fees that they pay do not include accommodation. Okay, but even okay, do not try to put on hidden fees. Okay, misleading charge, for example. Their registration is only for registrations and not including the workshop material, for example, and suddenly when they come they have to pay extra $100-200 because if they want to participate, otherwise they will not be receiving the materials. Okay, those kind of hidden changes do not include it. Okay, you must clearly spell out all of the costs associated with their participation. Okay, so when we are in charge of these, okay, we must avoid making the advertisement, the promotion, the flyers, the bunting, the banners sounds like a degree or a formal qualification / certification program. Okay, but in fact, if it's not, unless it's a true, okay, because people know that those kind of things sells. Okay, if they are practitioners, counselors, for example, clinical psychologists or psychologists themselves, so they are looking forward for that. Okay, whether it's for their career advancement or whether for their credentials or whether for their personal development. But if you misrepresent, okay, you put on information which are not accurate, then it's going to affect your client or your participants. So we must avoid overstating the career, licensure, or certification benefits, okay, like I mentioned just now. And we must avoid using vague or misleading descriptions to attract participants. Okay, sometimes you know want to use, you know that you cannot use the certification, but then you use, say for example, life coach. Okay, or if they come, they can be a coach, but they are not certified practitioner, and etc. So we must avoid those kind of statement. So this standard is very important because these rules, it protects ourselves, okay, protect students, protect publics, protect practitioners from being misled about our program, okay, about the objectives, about the value, the costs, or the benefits, okay, professional or individual, or any kind of benefits coming from our program. So this standard promotes transparency, informed decision making, and trust in psychological program, okay, education short courses. So please ensure that if we are responsible for that, these kind of things are adhered, and we will protect a lot of people from misleading in our program.